Hey everyone, this is Stren from OCM. This is part 2 of the TX10-D unboxing video. This is the CaseLabs Monster Godzilla all-you-can-eat case. This is the buffet of cases. It features 2 motherboards. It can support almost an infinite amount and variety of radiators. You can have 6 560 radiators in here. You can have 140.9 radiators. You can add on extra pedestals for even more cooling if you're insane. So what we have left in the box, we have a whole bunch of bay covers. So there's single bay covers in here. There's what are called the flex bay covers, which are basically covers for 3 bays at a time. I won't actually be using any of these. This case will be powder coated, and it will be having a 18 bay waterfall reservoir that'll be made by FTWPC. So if you're interested in that reservoir, you can look for FTWPC either on their website or at overclock.net. So what else do we have in here? I have a whole bunch of goodies here. Try and show you some of this stuff. This, I believe, is the power supply support bracket. So if you have a very heavy power supply, you know, some of the longer ones, the 1500 watts, are pretty heavy. There's almost an infinite array of bolts and screws and all sorts of stuff in here that I'm not even going to go into right now. You can see there's some casters. I'll take the casters out real quick just so you can see them. Now, these are the power supply brackets that I just mentioned. These are the casters, the wheels that go on the bottom of the case. So you can see they're pretty sturdy. I think they're rated for something like 200 pounds each or something. That would be plenty. And I'm not sure what that is. Maybe this is the SSD adapter. I think these are drive bay adapters. I'm not really sure. We'll skip over most of this because there's a lot. There's some more of that. You can see this is the switch plate. This goes in the front of the case, so there's a power and reset button for each computer. And these are the heat chamber isolation panels. So you can choose, there's a heat chamber in the top and bottom of the case, and you can isolate those from the main motherboard itself. And that's kind of your choice whether you fit those or not. Some people like it, some people don't. It's just your style, really. Alright, so this looks like, well, you can't really see it. The packaging is kind of takes that away, but this is the cover for the back of one of the heat chambers. And matching that, this is the 4 PSU cover. So you can have 4 PSUs per heat chamber, and there's a heat chamber, you know, at the top and bottom of the case, so up to 8 PSUs. If you add a pedestal, another 4 PSUs per pedestal. So there's going to be plenty of power for you. What else do we have? This looks like the pedestal front cover. You can see there's a flex bay mount in the middle. What else do we have? This is the frame for the front of the pedestal. So this is the same thing. The pedestal flex bay mounts in there, and then the cover just clips on right to that. In addition, we have this panel. This is one of the sections that separates the heat chamber from the motherboard. So you have one of these top and bottom. And basically the motherboard would sit in here, and the other motherboard would sit in here. And those panels I talked about that isolate the heat chambers, they would screw on there if you want them. And with the different mounting points, you can even variably open it or close it. These 3 middle cutout sections, they're for running your wires, your power supply cables, or your kind of cable routing, your tube routing, and they run, you know, all the way through the case from top to bottom. So we are getting close to the end now, and then I will have to find some instructions somewhere in here and start trying to build it. I want to have a trial run before I send it to FTW. I still haven't decided on paint colors, so if you have any suggestions, you can let me know in the comments. So this is the back of the TX10 of the frame. You can see on here there's one large cutout. This is for one motherboard. That's the other motherboard cutout. And then this is the panel where you can choose to mount 4 PSUs or nothing if you want to use the space for radiators as much as possible. You can even get a 1U server bays that will attach to this, so you can mount 1U devices such as KVMs or network switches, whatever you really want. The case isn't designed to mount a really heavy server or UPS in there, although I wouldn't be surprised if you could get away with it, but certainly I know Jim wouldn't recommend it. If you do want to do that, he might be able to custom make you a pedestal that would be strong enough to do that. So that's that. Let's see what else we have. The last few pieces here, we have again more heat chamber sides. So these would either be for the pedestal or the heat chamber. I believe they're all the same size. We'll find out about that later. And then the second to last piece. This is the front of the frame. It looks very similar to the front panel itself. Again, you have the mounts for the switches, and the front panel just clips on here. All the panels clip in, so you can easily remove them, pull them off, fiddle with tubing, change your loop around very quickly. So it's very nice from that point of view. If you rebuild your loop multiple times a year or even a month, like some people do, that kind of functionality is really time saver, and it also keeps your case looking nice if you don't have to unscrew everything, and then your screw heads can get messed up if they're painted. So this is the last piece. Very fittingly, I'm not 100% sure what it is. I think it's the back of the pedestal. So again, you have the same mount as the back of the case, where you can mount power supplies or nothing, or 1U server components like KVMs or switches or whatever. So that's it for now. This has been the TX10 unboxing, and pretty soon I will post another video of the frame assembled and start mounting some panels to it, so you can see what it really looks like, maybe compared to some other cases as well. Alrighty, see you later.